Good morning. Welcome to Gentle Yoga. My name is Lydia and I'll be guiding you through this gentle practice this morning. Let's go ahead and come to seated on a blanket or a block, just to lift the hips slightly higher than the knees. We'll sit with legs crossed, beginning to lift up through the crown of the head. And you can close your eyes here if it's helpful, or just give a nice soft gaze towards the floor. And start by inhaling deeply. And exhaling through the mouth, starting to relax the shoulders away from the ears. Let's do that a few times. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth as you relax your shoulders. One more time. From here, rolling the shoulders back and down. Again, lifting up through the crown of your head. Tuck your chin. I want you to take a moment to just notice the quality of your breath. You don't need to change it here, just begin to pay attention to whether or not the breath gets stuck at the top of your inhale or at the bottom of your exhale. And then bringing one hand to heart center and the other to low belly. Moving into three-part breathing. On your next inhale, begin to fill your belly. Allow your rib cage to expand. And notice the chest rise. Exhaling, chest lowers. Ribs hug, and gently draw your navel toward your spine. Keep going here. Inhaling, filling the lungs. Exhaling, reaching deeply down into the lower lobes of the lungs, emptying out any stale air. Keep going here, never forcing. And gently releasing the hands back down to your lap on your exhale. We'll gently blink the eyes open and just give a few shoulder rolls back and forward. Let's bring the hands together here. Just start to rub them together, starting to create a little heat between the hands. And from here, gently cupping the eyes, dropping the head into hands, and just noticing the warmth around your eye socket. And beginning to massage the forehead and the temple. Some circular motions at the temple here. And then maybe down the bridge of the nose. And around the eye socket. And some circular motions here on the cheeks. Maybe just under the nose, right over the upper lip. Use circular motions here on the chin. And just do whatever feels good to you. Maybe in front of and behind the ears, down the jawline. And then even moving into the neck. Release your hands here, maybe shake out the hands a little bit. And from here, let's go ahead and switch the foot that's in front. Readjust your seat. Extend your arms out in front. We're just going to start to press through the palms. So arms are at shoulder height. We're pressing through the heel of the hand. And on your exhale, fingertips come down. Inhale, press through the heel of the hand. Exhale, fingertips down. Inhale through the heel of the hand. And once more, press down. Let's move right into wrist circles. So bringing hands together, interlacing your fingers, bring the forearms together, and just lift the elbows and start to make some circles with the wrists here. Full circles all the way around. Noticing any tightness here in the wrists. And just moving through that tightness. Breathing here. Switch directions. And then inhale, press through the palms, round your shoulders, and you can drop your chin to chest here if it feels okay. Exhale, release. Re-interlace your fingers behind you and start to press down through the tops of the hands. Lift up through the heart. Maybe look up or just keep your gaze forward. Exhale, release. Your shoulder rolls. Bring the fingers back together here. Interlace your fingers. Elbows at shoulder height. And just start to pull the fingers apart. Let's just do that a few times. Try to keep that 3-part breath as you move through your practice this morning. And shake out the hands. Let's move right into shoulder mobility. So bring your hands to your shoulders. And we're going to start to just make some circles, but before we do that, just exhale and draw your elbows together. And then inhale, open up. Let's do that twice more. Exhale, elbows together. Inhale, open. Exhale, together. Inhale, open. Exhale, draw your elbows together, and we'll start to make circles here. Inhale, open, full circles. Exhale, together. Moving through tightness here, moving through cracking, crunching, popping. Switch directions. All right, shake it out. Let's go ahead and come off the blanket or block. Extend your legs out in front of you. Sit up nice and tall in your staff posture here, and then maybe lean back into your hands and start to shake out the leg bone from the hip socket. So lean back into the hands, lift up through your heart, keep your gaze forward, or maybe gaze towards the ceiling, whatever feels good to you. And then point and flex the feet a few times. Coming back into staff posture, we're just going to scoot the leg bone back into the hip socket. Sit up nice and tall. Your feet are hip distance here. Flex through your feet. I'm going to take these socks off now. Flex through your feet and then start to spread your toes nice and wide. Just notice how that feels this morning. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Plant your hands down next to your hips, and we'll start to make some circles with the ankles. Inhaling as you draw the toes towards the body, exhaling as you press them away. I like to do this slowly, and you can move as quickly or as slowly as you like, but moving slowly, I get to notice where I'm feeling any tightness here. I'm just going to move in one direction for a moment. And switch directions. And then lean back into the hands, shake it out a little bit once more. All right, coming back into your staff posture, we're going to flex through the heels. Inhale your arms overhead so that they're in line with your ears. Try not to arch your back here, but start to press down through your sits bones. And let's take maybe 3 breaths here. Gaze is forward. Each exhale, just start to relax the shoulders away from the ears best you can. Exhale, release the hands. Let's do that once more. This time when we bring the arms overhead, we're going to interlace the fingers. We're going to start to press through the palms. So inhale, arms overhead. Interlace your fingers press through the palms. Let's take 3 breaths here. And again, each exhale, relaxing the shoulders away. One more breath. And release your hands. Shake out the hands, a few shoulder rolls here. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, draw your right knee in. And let's just give the right knee a hug in towards the chest. Sitting up nice and tall here. And then go ahead and release. Keep your knee bent and re-interlace your fingers behind that right knee. Sitting up nice and tall, we're flexing through that left heel. Spread your toes nice and wide. And then on your next inhale, start to extend that right leg. We'll take 3 breaths here, flexing through both heels, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, let's hug that right knee in once more. Inhale to re-extend. Exhale, draw the navel in, sit up nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, let's hug the left knee in this time. Go ahead and release your grip. Keep your knee bent and re-interlace your fingers behind that left knee. Flexing through the right foot, start to spread your toes nice and wide. Take a breath here. And on your next inhale, extend that left leg. Flex through both heels, spread toes nice and wide for 3 breaths. Exhale, release. Give a hug. And then re-extend your leg. Maybe shake it out a little bit. Do whatever feels good to you here. From here, we're going to sit up tall. We're going to bend the knees. And then I want you to lean back into your hands. And we're going to cross right leg over left. And then maybe if it's available to you, bring that right foot behind your left ankle. Lift up through your heart. Keep your gaze forward. Inhale. Exhale and allow the knees to drop over to the left. Let's just take a few breaths here. And then inhale back to center. Uncross your legs. Bring your feet out to either edge of the mat with your knees bent. We're just continuing to lean back into the hands. We're just going to windshield wiper the knees a few times. Inhaling to center, exhaling. Dropping the knees, inhaling center, exhale to drop the knees. One more time each side. And then come on back to center, sit up for just a moment. Maybe shake out the hands. And then again, leaning back into the hands. We're going to cross, bring your feet a little closer together, hip distance here. And we're going to cross left leg over right this time. And if it's available to you, maybe bringing that left foot behind the right ankle this time. Inhale, lift up through the heart. Exhale and allow the knees to drop over to the right this time. Let's take 3 breaths here. Inhale back to center. Uncross your legs. Shake out the hands for just a moment. And then again, we're going to lean back into the hands. Bring the feet out to either edge of the mat. Lift up through the heart as you start to exhale, drop the knees. Inhale, center, exhale, drop. And just move through a few times at your own pace with your breath. One more time each side. Inhale back to center. Go ahead and come all the way back up to seated. Extend your legs out in front of you. And let's bring the feet out to either edge of your mat. Shake out your hands for just a moment. And we're going to do a nice forward fold here with legs apart. So again, heels are out to either edge of the mat. And something that can be helpful here is maybe taking your blanket and just kind of roll it up and then place it under your knees. So this can help with this, this fold here. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to flex through the heels. Spread your toes really wide. Inhale, sit up tall, look forward. Exhale, and as you exhale, start to fold forward right here at the hip creases. Keep your gaze forward for a moment. I like to rock a little side to side when I come into a fold, just to release any tension in the low back. And then once you find a place where you can't really fold forward anymore, your edge, then just go ahead and drop your head and allow your spine to round. Into the heart space in the back body, really opening up any tightness around the shoulders. And then as you exhale, really drawing your navel in. See if you can soften your knees here. And let's take one more breath. And on your next inhale, we're just going to start to walk the hands back up the legs. Roll yourself back up one vertebrae at a time so that the head comes up last and you're really stacking your vertebrae. Maybe a few shoulder rolls here. And this can be done with a chair as well. If you wanted to use a chair in front of you to sort of rest your forearms on and maybe head on hands, that could be quite comfortable as well. Let's do this one more time. So sit up nice and tall, flex through your heels, spread your toes nice and wide for just a moment. Inhale. Exhale, hinge at your hip creases, fold forward, look forward, keep your gaze forward for just a moment. And then again, once you find a place where you're not able to fold forward anymore, go ahead and, if it feels good, go ahead and just allow the spine to round and the head to drop. Arms are heavy. Head is heavy. Fully relax into the pose. Soften your knees. And let's take 3 breaths here. Maybe 4. And on your next inhale, again, we're rolling back up, trying to come up one vertebrae at a time. Our heads will come up last. A few shoulder rolls once you make it up. We'll go ahead and move this blanket out of the way. All right. So from here, let's go ahead and make our way onto the back. So slide yourself up to the top of your mat with your knees bent. We're going to just start to lean back into the hands. Make your way onto your back and just draw your knees to chest for just a moment. Give a little rock side to side. A few knee circles. In both directions. A little hug once more, close to the chest, and then inhale and press your knees away. So knees are bent and your feet are hip distance here. Bring your arms down by your sides, palms facing down. Draw your shoulder blades together to open the heart. Knees are hip distance, feet are hip distance, let your hip bones down through your knees and ankles. Inhale. And then exhale and start to press your low ribs into the mat. So neck is nice and long here on the mat. Head is relaxed. Chin is slightly tucked. Inhale once more. Exhale, pressing your low ribs into the mat. And on your next inhale, start to press into your heels and lift your hips. Let's take 3 breaths here with hips lifted. Keep your knees hip distance apart. You can always use a block between the knees to keep your knees hip distance. Let's take a few breaths here. Squeeze your glutes. Nice strong legs. Breathing. And on your next exhale, slowly start to make your way back down onto your mat. See if you can come down one vertebrae at a time. So you're sort of tucking the tailbone as you make your way back down onto your mat. No gripping in the neck or shoulders here. And just take a moment, take a breath or two here once you make it down. All right, let's go once more here. Inhale deeply. Exhale, press your low ribs into the mat, nice and gentle pressing here. On your next inhale, press into your heels, lift your hips. See if you can draw your shoulder blades a little closer together here. Maybe, if you can, or if it feels good to you, maybe interlacing the fingers underneath your body here. So keep the hips lifted. Let's take 3 breaths here. Nice strong legs, squeezing the glutes. And then release your hands and slowly start to make your way back down again, one vertebrae at a time. Try not to grip in the shoulders and the neck. Once you make it down, on your next exhale, maybe draw the knees in. Give a little hug here, a little rock side to side, just releasing the low back. Few knee circles in both directions. One more little hug here. And then maybe making our way into happy baby. So we're just drawing the knees in. So you can stay right here with just drawing the knees in towards the armpits. Or you can grab the outside of the feet. Again, keeping the neck nice and long on your mat. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed. And then maybe just a little rock side to side. And you should feel the entire length of your spine on your mat. And stay right here in the middle for just a moment. Take 3 breaths. And then release your grip. Draw the knees close together once more. A little hug here. Inhale, press your knees away from your body. And from here, maybe bring your arms out to a T in line with your shoulders. I need to move my mat over just a bit. So we're on our backs. We're going to bring our arms out to a T in line with the shoulders here. Knees are bent. We're going to cross right leg over left. So knee over knee here. Inhale here at center. And then exhale, allow the knees to drop over to the left. maybe gazing over that right shoulder. Keep the right shoulder on your mat. And then maybe left hand comes to that top knee. Let's take 3 breaths here. Each exhale, just trying to surrender a little deeper into the posture. One more breath. Release your grip. Inhale your knees back to center. Uncross your legs. Maybe a little windshield wipering of the knees a few times. And then we'll do the other side. So crossing left leg over right this time, knee over knee. Inhale here at center. Exhale, allow the knees to drop over to the right. Keeping your left shoulder down on the mat, maybe gazing over the left shoulder. Bring that right hand to the top knee. 3 breaths here. Release your grip. Inhale your knees back to center. Uncross your legs. And then again, you can do a little windshield wipering of the knees or whatever feels good to you here. And then go ahead and bring your feet back to hip distance. We're going to keep our arms out to a T in line with the shoulders for just a moment. And then cross your right ankle over your left knee or just above your left knee. Flex through your right foot. Inhale. Exhale deeply, maybe even through the mouth here. Inhale. And then exhale, take your right hand and just gently press into your right thigh, just pressing that knee away from the body. Never applying any pressure to the knee, just the inside of the thigh, as long as it feels good to you. Take a few breaths. And you can stay here, or maybe on your next exhale, we'll start to draw that left knee in. So your right ankle is still crossed over just above the left knee. And then maybe interlace your fingers behind that left knee. Relax your foot, your left foot. Flex through your right heel. Keep your head and your shoulders relaxed on your mat as you draw that right knee in to wherever feels good to you. Let's take 3 breaths here. And then on your next inhale, release. Bring your arms back out to a T. Uncross your right ankle. Bring your feet back to your mat so your knees are bent, feet out to either edge, a few windshield wipering of the knees. And let's do the other side. So bring your feet back to hip distance, crossing the left ankle just above the right knee. Take a breath here for just a moment. We're flexing through that left heel. And on your next exhale, bring your left hand to your inner thigh and just start to press the knee away. Gentle pressure here. You shouldn't feel any pain. And again, you can stay here, or you can start to draw that right knee close to the body on your next exhale. Interlace your fingers behind that right knee. Relax your right foot. Keep your head, neck, and shoulders relaxed on your mat. Breathe. Keep flexing through your left heel. Back out to a T, uncross your legs. Few windshield wipering of the knees here. Bring your knees back to center. Roll over onto your side. Press into your hands and forearms to inhale your way back up to seated. Come back into your cross-legged pose here. Bringing hands together at heart center. Inhale deeply. Exhaling through the mouth. Once more, inhale. Exhaling through the mouth. Thank you all so much for sharing this gentle practice with me this morning. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. Happy New Year. Namaste.